I own a Frostmourne. Growing up as an angsty teenager, as many of them are, Arthas's plight was fascinating to me. I love the story, a little retold in SC2, bit of a disappointment there. But yeah, when you get into space, the fantasy kind of gets weird, does it? Gets cosmic, as it should when you're in space. But man, Arthas just meant the world to me as a character when I was younger. The Frostmourne, the Death Knight, the fight to get to Ice Crown, Anub'arak showing up right as you're at your weakest, going down to level 1, then grinding out all your levels on that final one when you're against Lady Vashj, Kael'thas, and Illidan, all coming for you as you have to control Ice Crown. Awesome! Putting on the crown, kind of a doofy crown. I'm happy to, I'm safe saying that Arthas's crown has always been a little doofy. But it was just, now we are one, and in the eyes, and the raising the dragon, and the cutscene for Wrath of the Lich King. It was so awesome, and then Heroes of the Storm, and it falls a little flat, doesn't it? Arthas doesn't really embody the Lich King. Granted, you know, how can you embody a raid boss? I think Cho'Gall maybe comes as close as it is, but it's so easy to counter Cho'Gall by picking any giant killer talent you can find. Anything based on health percent. You're just going to auto-pick it against Cho'Gall, so it makes it a little easier. So I'm excited to see if we found that energy, that Lich King persona in this rework. Because it's a long time coming, and we could assume that this is kind of here to stay. Like our last Nova one, we'll probably have to wait 3 months if this didn't end up being everything we need. Also, increase badass points, because I know how heavy that sword is owning a replica of it. And holding it one-handed, even twisting it like that with your wrist, is an inhuman feat. So Arthas has some power on him. So Arthas has always been our immobile warrior. Diablo's been our gank warrior who has a bit of movement speed and can grab onto people, reposition them and whatnot. But Arthas, it's always been about using your Frozen Tempest to slow the hero, get around the front if you can for a body block, slow him up first, then hit with the Howling Blast if you can. If you're clutch and you're awesome, you can land those sweet Howling Blasts from the beginning. And then you have Death Coil to heal yourself, or to hit an enemy. And all these abilities are okay at their core, but they miss that pizzazz that our later Johanna's, Leorix, if he could main tank today, kind of, brought into the game. So it'll be interesting to see, one, if they increase his movement speed in any way, give him an easier way to close, and if these talents embrace the personality of the Lich King. And it looks like we just have a normal sort of block. It is up to 75%, as it has been for a while across most heroes. Only 5 seconds. It's a decent pick, but you guys know my opinion of block. If I'm the enemy, Lili, Morales, anybody, and I see a block on the enemy team, my job to waste my tiny auto attacks getting rid of that 75%. So when my Raynor, Greymane, or my Hammer wails in the background, they can hit with full force. Granted, every 5 seconds, if I am going up against a Morales, this could be a cute build. Eternal Hunger is our quest. They're really doing these quests a lot. I think it's a good way to limit the rewards from them by giving them any sort of cap, kind of like Asmodean's Taste for Blood. But it's overall looking like a nerf across most heroes that have turned their collection talent into a quest. But this is the new Frostmourne one. When Frostmourne Hungers is on an enemy hero, permanently increase the mana restored by 4 up to 40. Okay, so when we Frostmourne Hungers, we get a nice little glowy sword. Your next basic attack deals 100% increased damage and restores 30 mana. So 70 mana. Interesting. Let's blow this thing. How much did that actually cost me? Actually, we can use this little dummy here. Oh, it cost me nothing to do. Cool. So it's just mana return, sustain for Arthas, and with a self-heal on Death Coil. It's good to keep my mana up. Tempest will burn my mana over time to give damage and a slow. And Howling Blast is pretty darn expensive from the get-go. 15 mana a second, too, on the Frozen Tempest. Frost Presence. Howling Blast cooldown is reduced by 6 seconds when it hits an enemy hero. Nice to turn that into more of an active trait. What's the reward on this quest? After hitting 10 heroes with Frostmourne Hungers, also increase your damage bonus by 25%. So 125%. That's easy to do. We're not shooting chromie skill shots through the air. We are walking up and we are smacking people, and we're a tank in the first place. So that's pretty good. 25% damage after hitting 10 heroes. Man, I'd be able to complete that by the first objective. I mean, I got 12-second cooldown, so as long as they're not skittish to range, that could be done pretty fast. I like that idea. I've always liked a Frostmourne Hungers build. Plus, Frostmourne fan, what can I say? Every 6 seconds? That might be better. Block is looking good too these days, but I'm curious. Let's go with Eternal Hunger for now. And let's put away our chromie pants from yesterday. And remember what level everything is gotten at. Eternal Hunger. Alright, Frozen Waste. Frozen Tempest's mana reduced by 3 a second. Okay, down to 12. Not crazy, but interesting. I think I'll just be on top of turning it off and on to manage my mana that way. And I would rather have additional mana out of Frostmourne to make up for that deficit. But we'll see as we get down the road. Deathlord. Reduced Death Coil's cooldown by 2 seconds and increased its range by 25. Oh. 7 seconds, huh? Important, very important. Did they fix that I have to stop moving to cast Death Coil? So I'm running. Well, I'm dismounted. Oh, I can't use it if I'm not missing health. Alright, let's go. Let's go take a tower shot or two. Alright, there we go. Okay. And I'm running away and I... That's a real bummer. I wish it was more like General of Hell on Asmodan. Or the many, many other Tyranda's Lunar Flare. Things that you can do in transit. Most of Zagar's abilities work like that. But here, once again, even with an alt click, I gotta stop moving. That is such a bummer that they didn't change that. Biting Cold. Frost Tempest damage increased by 30%. Oh, I can't stack the two. Well, I'd still take this. But this kind of looks like Killing Blows, doesn't it? Is that what Arthas needs? Topping myself off? Well, that felt pretty good. That's a decent amount of health. Let's try Deathlord for now, but Biting Cold is maybe where we'll want to go. Depends if there's a range talent later on, too. That'll change my opinion. Let's go Deathlord.
Choose a talent.
Alright, so we got that with the Deathlord. Alright, Rune Tap seems to be the same. Every third basic attack heals you for 3% of your max health. Immortal Coil. You gain the healing effect of Death Coil even when you use it on an enemy. If you damage an enemy hero with it, you also are healed for additional 100% of the damage dealt. Wait, what? Even if you use it on an enemy, if you damage... Oh, so just making sure that if the damage actually goes through, because we have someone like some damage negation coming into the game and whatnot, you are healed for 100%, an additional 100% of the damage dealt. Because it deals less damage than it heals. Ah, ooh. Okay. Do I stop moving if I attack an enemy hero? If I don't, then I'll never self-cast it again. And will always hit anything. This is not heroes, right? No, just enemy heroes. Wait. Use it on enemies. Okay, but I get additional healing if I hit a hero. So, let's say I do still stop moving. Okay, interesting. So that's not fixing the problem I foresee with that. Icebound Fortitude. Activate to reduce damage taken by 25% and reduce the duration of silence, stuns, slows, roots, and polymorphs against you by 75% at level 7 for 3 seconds. And it looks good, too, from what I've seen. Yeah. Oh, maybe he should just always look like that, right? That looks great. But we can also judge if we're dealing with burst, if we're dealing with silence, slow, stuns, and polymorphs. That's a big deal that this includes polymorphs. We can always judge that later on. 75% for 3 seconds. Mortal Coil seems good, though, doesn't it? Okay. Maybe we'll just call this situational. We'll see what Immortal Coil can be stacked with down the road. But right now, I want to tank. I don't want to off-tank. I don't want to do damage, per se. I'd like to kill people. That's fun. But for now, let's focus on tanking. Army of the Dead. Summon ghouls that last 15 seconds, sacrifice a ghoul to heal yourself. Now, I heard that these ghouls had their health increased by about 100, which is not bad, but with as much burst as rolling around this game right now, I don't know if you actually get to use it. There's just so much collateral damage when I could just summon Syndragosa, deal damage, slow them by 60% for 3.5 seconds. All this also disables non-heroic enemies and structures for 20 seconds. That got a buff up from 10 seconds. And that is brutal. 100-second cooldown on that. 100 mana. 100-second cooldown, 100 mana on both. I still think your Army of the Dead just randomly dies to other effects in the area, you know? I don't think this comes into play very much. I think we're just going to summon a Syndragosa. But we'll see. If we're up against a bunch of single auto attackers like Rainers, you know, a Greymane swipe would probably destroy it.
Choose a talent.
So, I mean, Rainers, Valas maybe? I don't know. There just seems too much collateral damage when you put together a good team for those guys to even survive it in the late game in the first place. Trail of Frost. Increase Howling Blast's range by 30% and causing it also to root enemies between you and the target. So this has always been one of the talents I've tried to avoid. It makes playing Arthas really easy, right? I mean, actually aiming this thing with the delay is a little hard. And with this talent, I'm able to aim where I want it to go and hit everything along the way, particularly if it's up in melee. So it's a great talent if I'm missing everything, but probably something I'd like to avoid in the end. Frost Strike. Reduce Frostmourne Hunger's cooldown by 2 seconds. Frostmourne Hunger also slows an enemy by 40% for 1.5. So the old version of Arthas, this was a talent I took. It did not decrease the cooldown by 2 seconds. It only did the slow for 40%. And that was nice because you are so immobile. And 40% is a decent little slow, even if it only lasts 1.5 seconds. The cooldown on this, though, is kind of seductive. Let's see what Frigid Winds has. Frozen Tempest reduces enemy attack speed by 8%, stacking up to 40%. Well, that's a situational pick for sure, because we would want to make sure things are actually in our area. Granted, Reverberation on Muradin still does 50% from level 1. And this only stacks up to 40%. So I don't think Arthas will be replacing anybody as the go-to anti-melee tank. But this is a great way to make up for something in the late game. So we'll be situational about it. I guess because of our quest, we can put out a lot more damage. So let's go with Frost Strikes for now. And we can always be situational at this level too. It looks like we have 2 situational levels at the moment. That's great. Let's see what that level 16 holds for us. So we got that Eternal Hunger, that Death Lord, Icebound Fortitude, Summon Syndragosa, Frost Strikes, and Remorseless Winter. Enemy heroes that remain within the Frost Tempest for 3 seconds are rooted for 2 seconds. This effect can only happen once every 10 seconds. Hot dang, this is what I asked for. This is what I was looking at. I requested it a couple weeks ago on ITN, and that's pretty cool. 3 seconds, rooted 2 seconds. This is a stacking movement speed decrease, stacking up to 30%. So they should be stuck in our area. We'll get a root, but we can't stack the root. It's a 2-second root. You know, root's not as powerful as stuns, but still pretty cool. Frostmourne Feeds. Increase the amount of basic attacks empowered by Frostmourne to 2. Okay, very similar to its old talent. I think the exact same, in fact. Embrace Death. Death Coil deals 20% more damage for each 10% of life you are missing. Oh my. Okay. Huh. So what? We're in a situation where we're lacking cleanup. I'm taking a lot of damage from range characters, perhaps. So I decide to go Immortal Coil. So I can get a big heal. Deathlord increases the range so I can hit those range characters that have been wailing on me. And then we get a massive heal for it? Oh, dear me. Ultimately, maybe this doesn't really work out. It gives me lots of mana. But I don't want all that mana if I'm not speccing into Frozen Tempest, which should be my main mana sink outside of my heroics and whatnot. But my heroics, I can assume that I'd make it back to a well or Hearth Owl, so I could have enough mana to perform that particular ability. So this is a particularly tough choice. Let's see what it feels
Choose a
like.
talent.
So if we go with this, we go Deathlord, and then we go with the Immortal Coil for the bigger heal into the Frost Strike, and then we do Embrace Death. Let's get some Arthas on Arthas action here. Let's lose a whole bunch of health and see how big that heal gets. Okay, so I'm missing quite a bit, and... Oh, wow, wait, what? 1,000? I do have 4,000 health, don't I? Ooh. Yeah, a little delay on it, which is scary. But still, a really big heal. Alright, what's that like without... What's that heal without that? So if we end up going Icebound Fortitude because of all the CC we're dealing with, that summons Sindragosa, the Frost Strikes for the slow, and then we end up going Root enemy heroes. So we don't need to lose life, we just need... Oh, I didn't take the towel. Never mind.
Choose a talent.
Let's see if we avoid that. So we do the Death Lord, we do the Immortal Coil, summon Sindragosa, Frost Strikes, and then we end up going with something like this. Oh, only 700 opposed to the 1,300 or so I was getting. And if I end up skipping this entirely, I don't get a heal at all if I don't use it on myself. That just seems a bummer to stack any of these talents without going Death's Embrace.
Choose a talent.
I like that there. This is a tough choice, though. I guess Rune Tap works better with the slow because I'm continuing to get out my auto attacks, perhaps. So maybe I should just go always heals here. Be more of a spellcaster tank of a sorts. In this way, then, I don't want the slow because I'm not landing auto attacks very much. So we end up going with Frigid Winds? Ah. This is tough. Range by 30%, huh? That's pretty big. 30% roots everyone on the way, huh? Oh, jeez. Yeah. Oof. That's a lot of root. A little bit of a delay on it, so maybe it's that one. And then we end up going with this for giant, big ol' stupid heals. Even though this root is kind of sexy. This is a tough choice. Let's try that out. What awaits us at level 20?
Choose a talent.
So we got Eternal Hunger, Deathboard, Immortal Coil, Summon Sindragosa. I can't make up my mind here. Trail of Frost, just to get a whole enemy team rooted. And then into the Death's Embrace. Alright, we got Legion of Northrend. 3 additional ghouls are created. You heal more. And they last 5 seconds. Still think they're gonna die. Absolute Zero, Sindragosa flies twice as far. Enemy heroes are rooted for 2 seconds. And then slowed by 60%. Cool. Embrace is what we're already doing. Death's Advance. Cooldown 50 seconds. Passively increase your movement speed by 10%. Activate to increase this bonus to 30% for 3 seconds. An Anti-Magic Shell. Activate to reduce damage taken from abilities by 100% for 3 seconds. And heal yourself for 25% of the damage prevented. Ooh. Okay. So here's our movement speed buff. That gets us moving around a little more. For level 20, it's a little lackluster, perhaps, but still 10% more is still 10% and will always close on heroes unless they have some sort of movement passive, like a Lunar or something like that, or a Eric. Anti-Magic Shield seems pretty cool. It's only ability damage. I can absolutely be destroyed by auto attacks. The healing is okay. And I think we would all just rather have Hardened Shield than this guy. Because that was a flat damage decrease across all damage. So, I don't think we need the root, though. Because we ended up going with the Howling Blast augmentation. I mean, let's just dismount here and see what that feels like. What does 10% feel like? Okay. What does 30% feel like? That's okay. I have an escape at level 20. It seems a little late to give me that. I guess we'll have to see. We can be situational level 20, but after seeing Embrace Death, that self-healing is just too powerful. Do I change anything at level 1? Cooldown is reduced by 6 seconds when it hits an enemy hero. Well, we could have 6 seconds all the time when we get Trail of Frost. But this quest just seems too easy to complete to not take advantage of it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It's only reduced by 6 seconds when I hit an enemy hero. So it's singular. So it's not like if I hit the whole enemy team, I'll get an instant Howling Blast out of it. But it would make it very easy in the spec. Is this enough to get 6 seconds off my cooldown? More mana? I don't know. We'll have to see how our mana does. I think I'm going to roll with this spec for our first game. And then we'll see if our mana is just sitting pretty the entire game. And the damage output from the sword is, well, you know what? If I'm not doing the rune tap, if I'm not doing the root, yeah, there's an auto attack build in here. That's pretty cute. Let's do the Frost Presence, though. This makes it too easy. Yeah. So we're going to change this for Frost Presence here. Let's imagine, though, that I want to do an auto attack build, for instance. So for that, I would want maybe the reduced cost. Then I would go Rune Tap to tank with. I still think Summon Sindragosa. Cooldown add a slow. And then root enemy heroes. And here, I don't think it really matters, but that's kind of what our auto attack build would look like, embracing more of a Frozen Tempest thing, but still no range increase on that guy. So I still have to be pretty close. So I guess here we would go Death's Advance in order to close the distance and get out those auto attacks. Doesn't look as fun, and really what I want here, and I always like it on my tanks, is the surprise factor. Is that you almost got me, but I'm back. You messed up, you targeted the wrong guy the whole time. Now you lose. Whereas this would be slow, methodic. You know, maybe a 3% heal would be a little surprising, but it's rhythmic, and people would expect it, particularly if I get locked down. So let's go ahead and fix that build, make it permanent for our first game here. Let's go with that into this. Sindragosa, Trail of Frost, Death's Embrace, and probably Anti-Magic Shell, but really kind of situational here. I think that looks pretty good. Neutrals are nice too. It has a good active, so maybe we'll aim for this particular. Let's do it. So, Arthas versus a hammer. Interesting. Versus a gray main too. Though I would expect Lily and Nubrak and Chromie to get rid of the majority of my blocks, it could be a big increase in my overall tanked damage. Kerrigan, Tyrande, Zagara, and Chromie. Well, Chromie should benefit a lot from all my various roots and whatnot. Same with Kerrigan. I think we'll have a nice little stack there. Tyrande, I think we have enough anti-tank here, actually, to do okay. So let's stick with the build we made in the try mode. The blinds, plus, yeah, if we got Lily on the enemy team, let's not go with a blind or an auto attack build. Because now they've made it so any ability or any talent that triggers off an auto attack when you miss will no longer trigger. So I won't get my rune tap anyway. So best to avoid that against some sort of blind character. And as tank, I will always take one of those blinds, since I'll be in front and probably closest to Lily's face in that environment. A little bit of merit to maybe going into some Frozen Tempest sustainability talents on Infernal Shrines here. But I think we'll just stick with the talent we made. I think that looks good. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right. I have to fight
He's looking better. He's looking better.
forgotten. Almost.
Like I said, the helmet was always a little doofy. This little nose sticking out the bottom, you know? Maybe cut off the nose. Go Voldemort. Or go home. We are going to do that Frost.
The battle begins.
Yeah. Let's go with that. Plus, we have a hammer on the enemy team, so we should be able to hit some reliable little hits. Let's see. Zagara can always kind of handle herself. Let's go help out Alebeard, probably. He can use some aid. So we want to... Ooh, nice cackle. It's been such a long time since I've played old Arthas. Maybe we'll go visit the middle lane since it's looking a little busier. Can I empower my Frost? Nice. It's all ready to go. Nice shot. All right, I'm gonna go help out that top. Oh, the mines. Thank you for the touch-up. You know what? I'll hang out. I'll hang out for a little bit. Let's see what kind of healing we can put out on ourselves with the help of a Tyrande. We need to start really wailing on that Frostmourne Hungers to keep my mana high. I am running low on mana. Might speak to the merits of the later quest. Looks like Chromie's visiting the top at the moment. Still have about a minute until Shrine's time. This costs no mana, right? Yeah. I only get 30 back, so it's not exactly... That's all the way in the bottom, so I'm going to go ahead and take the invite and Hearth on back. Since it really won't increase my time very much. Greymane's down there already. Let's see. Yep, Sergeant Hammer did the most wailing at the moment, but this isn't a really good look at what the damage is going to be like before the first fight. Almost 4. And level 4 is my increased range, reduced cooldown. Getting a little wailed on. Alright, we got that. Let's go with that Death Lord we talked about doing. Won't really matter too much until we're... Oh, misclick. That Frozen Tempest is just so expensive. Oh, stasis. Now this increased my range. No, that's much later on. Okay. Nice job, everybody. Got a level lead for this push. I'm gonna go soak another lane. Guess I might as well blow my mana. How much is this? 50? That's not bad. Not a bad little crit either on that Frostmourne Hungers. Basically just need to spam it, really. Without putting any talents into it, it doesn't really matter what I hit with it. Because this was heroes only, right? Yeah, enemy heroes. So no point really controlling it, just get mana. $30, $50, yeah, so the quest I get a free heal. Oh no, we got a Chromie exposed! Uh-oh. I used my heal aggressively, but now we can. Now we can. Immortal Coil. So now we'll heal for the damage we deal increased. Nice. I like that idea. Nice looking push in the bottom there. Got some good map control. Alright, let's head down this middle here. Top is going unsoaked at the moment, but we can afford if we can get a kill. So this is a bit of a scary investment. There's a new Brack up there. I don't know if I can lock him down long enough. All the way in the top. Where did Hammer go? Oh. Some craziness going down to the bottom. I guess we'll dismount and get ourselves healed up on the walk. No, no. After that talent, I need to just attack heroes, right? Only heroes. Healing effect, but it's bonus against heroes. Okay, cool. Still, so should focus on healers, or heroes. So I need a heal. So I throw it on a new Brack, and I get a decent little heal. And a new Brack. Nice. The delay on that heal's a little scary. I'm going to grab my welt. Stasis kind of saving me there. So did my root fizzle before I could actually connect? Decent health amount on Chromie. Yeah, the longer it goes, though, the longer I have to wait on the heal, which is a scary thought. So maybe we don't want the level 4 talent with it, just to make sure it always lands right on... Oh, ah, yeah! Nice, good job. Oh, that is a little confusing. I can see how that could have been lost. I'm going to go ahead and get back. You know, I probably should have just stuck around. That's just some inexperience with Arthas. I should have just stuck around, healed myself, shot other people for bigger heals. Let's summon that Syndragosa, though. If anything, this gives me the mana for a Syndragosa, which will be real nice with a Frozen Punisher. No, it's an... Well, Arcane. I love Arcanes. Now, I'm not very familiar with Summon Syndragosa, so okay, it is a pretty thin line. But we did manage to hit everything. Nice jump, Alebeard. Nice one. Still, mana expensive hero when you get into any sort of frozen tempesting. But the damage is bad. 80 a go. That's pretty decent. All right. Oh! Little BFG action in this game. I love that graphic on that skin. Looks like they're piling up in the bottom a little bit. I don't know what I can really make happen off of this. Yeah, it's already out of minions. So let's go visit that bottom. Kind of looks like they're going to go take that camp. Oh, that was a good disengage. He's still going. Alright, there we go. Here we were gonna do... Jeez, the 30% range increase on that is just crazy sounding, isn't it? Guess we'll just use this beetle for a little mana. Really, I can just manage my mana. I think we're in a pretty good place for that. Hammer is setting up. It looks like he's setting up back there, too. I'll need some support to stack with that, but the second we see a shot, we can really just lay into this area. There's some sight. Where did Hammer go? Okay, there he is.
Defeat the Shrine's Guardians and let loose the Punisher.
Ooh. But I want to hit a hero because it heals me more. Oh, the delay on that is scary stuff. Alright, let's go and activate it up. Let's not get too seduced by all these juicy kills. Ouch. What was that? Oh. Oh, yes. It's Chromie. Random green blast from the side. Ugh. Alright, I got a well. I'm gonna go well. Boom City. Great heal, Twitchkins, thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and Hearth, though. Looks like Tyranda's out as well, so you guys be careful in there. You got 2 level 8 minions pushing in the middle. I am enjoying him so far, but we haven't been behind this game, so that does affect one's opinion of a hero. And it looks like they're actually going to manage to get this, but let's see if we can move in together. Let's just give a quick second. Everyone to get in range. They did end up getting it in the end, but that's a bit of a cleanup anyway. Probably for the best. Might have caused him to leap oddly. It's too big! Nice. Oh, hey, we got our talent. Yeah, let's embrace some death. Oh, right. Zagara's got the top. Hey, making some good work of that Nidus. I see what you mean by that. Now, if you can't get your maw down with a battle momentum, most people didn't pick battle momentum in the first place on Zagara, but I need a little bit of healing, so let's hit somebody. Love the aggressive healing. Ooh. was neat. No, I don't have any manas. So I'm gonna get on out of here. Lots of hearthing.
Well done, mortals.
I think, though, we talked about doing that auto attack build, but this is just too fun. I'm really enjoying Death Coil. Stacking it up.
Will be active.
Death Coil is such an awesome ability. I don't know if you can really quantify it by today's standards. There really still, today, are so few good games to come out in a year. But Death Coil was just such an awesome looking ability in Warcraft 3. Back in those graphics. This picture, I'm glad they didn't change it, even when they messed with the others. They do need to learn not to mess with Frostmourne when you do Arthas skins. Frostmourne should always look like Frostmourne. Oh, that's a big heal. That is hot stuff. Kerrigan down, though. I know I was wiggling back and forth, probably really confused Kerrigan quite a bit. So I'll take that on me. My bad, Alebeard. Nice shot, Twitchkins. Uh-oh. Well, you know what they say, we'll just have to kill them all. Ah! This Nidus network. Ah, down by Chromie. Did I freeze a build? No, I think it just went off to... Well, something got frozen right there, at least. And we got Greymane. That was a pretty action-packed little moment. But this will be a Punisher against us. I think we'll be okay. We got all the forward forts. There's Nidus worms and lanes for when Zagara comes up. So she can get her right back to soaking. Let's see. Top damage by Chromies across the board. That's understandable. I mean, Chromie is great burst damage. Kind of along the... Not as reliable, maybe, like something like Gazlowe. And you do have delete potential, but it's all kind of random, kind of like Li Ming. Do you actually hit with the things you throw? Whereas someone like Raynor, well, you don't really have a delete button like Greymane. It's very methodical. It's this guy, it's that guy. With Chromie, I feel like I'm just hitting whatever I can. Whatever happens to be in the way when I get done casting the spell. She just leaped, but let me see. We got a leap coming up in a couple seconds, so let me go and seduce it over. There we go. I doubt they would, but I'm just going to make sure that they're not taking our camp. There's a Chromie. Oh, that was really cute. Hit me with the sand blast. She's still making her way around. All right, what do we want here? Oh, Kipper. I thought he was at full health, and now. Let's try that anti-magic shield. Oh, it's just a sand Chromie. There's an Anubarak in that bush. No, he's gone. He's gone. Is that thing orbiting? Yeah, I think it's an orbital. Ooh. Yeah, anti-magic shell. Okay, let's stop targeting the, Let's stop targeting the Anubarak for the heals, then. Should have thought of that from the get. Well, it is down at the moment. That orbital BFG is really complicating things. Ah! Alright. Well, at least the core's fine these days. Middle's activating. I'm actually gonna Hearth save your wells if you can. We might need them.
The shrine is ready. Go.
Let's go ahead and dodge that
The Punisher's power
BFG.
from the high heavens.
I guess our well would be okay. I'm not sure of the actual rotation of the orbital BFG. But we're all together. So let's make the magic happen. That sight is so valuable for us in this game. Uh-oh. I guess Zagar was pushing the gate. Not really sure when I would activate Arcane Shell against, or Anti-Magic Shell against a Chromie, since it just kind of comes down randomly. But you know what? I guess we can just kind of do it now and just plan to get hit by things. Cooldown's so short, 9 seconds. I probably should use it on myself when I get low like this. Nice job, Alebeard. Oh! Ooh! Okay, let's see what happened, actually. There's the heal, okay. And it was Chromie Town. Chromie Town, USA took me down. Oh, we only needed one? Oh! We were so close. Unknown ability. Well, I guess it's a little new to the game. And yeah, then it was auto attack for 462. That's Greymane for you. And I got finished off by 3 little skeletons attacking me. But wow, Chromie Sandblast for 800. Did you spec into it? Yep, you did. Yep, it's a Sandblast build. I know Zagar is getting us tons of XP. And the Orbital is adjusted to somewhere that isn't quite burning down our keep, which is nice. Where's this guy off to? Just a lone wizard making his way. Let's see if we can get that top camp. Decent damage for Arthas. Yeah, wow. That still does damage and heals me a little bit, just not 100% extra. 470, an auto attack on Frostmourne. That's pretty hot. There's another Saiyan Chromie. That is... It's like 2 in the bottom. Yeah. That seems like a likely place. But I'm worried about... Well, it's gone anyway. I'm gonna clean this up. You... Be careful down there. We're gonna have a shrine soon. Don't be dying. Ugh. Orbital. Alright, let's clean up those bottom mercs. We got top mercs too. Stasis. Let's see if we can get that top cleaned up real fast. The last one was in the middle, so it could be top or bottom, but... Okay, there it is. It's bottom. Oh, I don't need it. I'm good. Just need maybe a little opening death coil action. Ah, well, at least it's out of the way, right? It's kind of like trying to get rid of Abathur mines on Greymane. You just end up setting them off. I think we might need you for this one. Oh, excellent, excellent. Excellent arrival, Sky. All right. They're all in a nice straight line, so let's make it engage. A little skittish. Lots of in and out there by me. Need to drop that. Ooh, hammer attacks. Oh, I'll be heading back in a second here. Oh my goodness. That will be... Well, you know what? Oh, I've got no mana. Yeah, that's going to be a full back for me. But I will join you soon. It's coming in, PFG. All right, we got one. Sadly, it's going down a fortless lane, but let's go ahead and just burn that. All I care about is the catapult. And you leave me alone with your little mace. Nobody wants that. I guess that's really, well, you know, 64 damage a second. It's not awful. Let's keep it going. They're really busy with that Punisher. We're making it a little easy for Chromie. We need to mix it up a little bit. Stand apart. They have one heck of a line to try to pass with that Chromie hammer business. Let's do our camp. We got the Nidus Worm giving us sight for it. BFG! We need to squeeze out the mid. There's Hammer, who appears to be by herself, but I doubt it. Okay. I'd be very interested to see how much I've actually absorbed off of this. I feel like I've definitely got wailed on in that last fight pretty good. Chromie's pretty far back. Oh, there's a Greymane in the bottom, but looks like Anubrak backed himself out. Thought we might have an opportunity for a gank there. There's one mercenary camp on the map. And that's where they might be, but looks like everyone's in the top taking care of that. Ooh, nice owl. Yep. And it's in the top. Well, we can get in position. Let's get a little bush meta going on, shall we? We got a number of things, stuns and hydralisks and roots and things we can take advantage of. But yeah, I won't stand on top of that in case we mess it up. Now, I assume they won't step on the creep. Yeah, we're going to need everybody up here for this. Get ready. I think I'll... Oh, well. The jig is up. The jig, the gig. I like jigging, too. There's Hammer. She's behind that wall. Let's wait till the cups are done. Okay, I'm gonna stop chasing now. That sounds good. Nice job. Oh, with 2 for 3. Okay. Still. What does that leave him? Hammer and Chromie. Okay, so... Ooh, skeleton's kind of hurt. Oh, okay. I guess that's the way it's gonna be. They're gonna force us out with their superior BFG range and... Oh. Well, hey, Sky is back on the field. I'll get myself topped off here, and we'll rejoin. The music's gone silent as the intensity has reached maximum. Nope, one more. Okay. Alright, let's roll out together. We're gonna have to do it all over again, this time with ults in 20 seconds. Kerrigan is ready to Maelstrom, that's great. And I have 6 seconds. Where's that hammer? Alright, that's the engage, let's do it! I don't know if he has the spell shield right now, so I don't really want to hit a Nubarak for my heal. That's kind of complicating things. Well, let's go and get the leap out of the way. He's got another one incoming. So go ahead and back it up. All right, not bad, not bad. And you know what? The BFG's out of steam, except for, you know, the steam it gets when it hits us in the face. But otherwise, there is no more buildings left for the BFG to destroy. And I guess that's good for us. Yeah, I'm out of mana. Nope. Okay, now I'm out of mana. So they are going to murk us pretty hard with the map control they have. And this is one of those sad situations, kind of like Dahaka with Bush Talons, that our Nidus Worm is actually going to have 0 value unless we can regain some sort of map control. Looks like they're going to carry that one down the middle. Look out, BFG. And they're gonna push with this? We got one lone tower. And a well. We got a well still. Hot dang. And they're going for our top mercenary camps, it looks like. Be careful up there, Tyrande. I don't think we're fast enough. Fleet on our feet. so they'll be dogging that. Alright, well, we are 4% more powerful than them for the next couple seconds, but no talent lead or anything like that to say. So let's just keep it cool. We'll clean that up as soon as it's done. Alright, they're going to get all the setup time they want, but we're all heroiced up. Congrats, Chromie. You did it. Ah, Chromie's wailing at us from beyond the wall. Just trying to keep my mana high. Alright, let's do this together again. We're going to wait for Zagara.
Go and claim the Punisher's power for the high heavens.
Ah, oh, that was badass. Cool. Well, you know, we want you on the field, man. It's gonna be a big engage. I don't know where you're gonna show up. Okay, there you are. Alright, they're at 12. We need an angle on the... There she is. Okay, cool. We just need to self-cast it for now. We have some sort of, like, gentleman's dance going on. As no one can decide who's going to make the engage. Nope, it ain't going to be me. I guess we're just waiting on Chromies to kind of... Well, we got to defend. That was a good hammer positioning. Well, it's a dangerous hammer positioning, but everyone backed it up, so it ended up being good, right? Let's engage that thing as far out as we can. They're going to pile on top of it, so we need to get some damage out. We got an Isolate Hammer down here. Well. And me without my bonnet. We gotta heal up. Gross. GG. Holy crap. 38-minute game. That was a good back and forth. Arthas performed well. I think that was pretty good. Let's give out some rewards here. Chromie taking top damage over Chromie. Well done. 1 death on Neutrinov's Chromie versus Kipper's Chromie of 3 deaths. So that's where you lost your 10,000. But either way, good damage. Hard to tell, right? They're all just little blasts of sand and balls flying through the walls. So it's hard to tell when Chromie's actually committing the damage. But Sergeant Hammer, I mean, we got to give it up for Winged on a Nubarak, though, who was keeping that Sergeant Hammer safe. Steel Dawn, I know, plays a ton of hammer. So, well done there. Tom's Greymane. Whoa! 12 deaths, huh? Interesting. I thought he was a pretty scary little force. But we had some good stances. I really enjoyed getting to battle the Greymane in that particular combat. Allowed me to have a little confidence in using that spec. I definitely need more confidence, though. There's a lot of poking, trying to get in, and then you go, well, yeah, no, I can't. Not in the hammer range. So Arthas was interesting there. Lunara, Thrall, Rhaegar, and Chromie. I think that's pretty good. Is there really a burst that would be better on Dragonshire? Well, you always enter through the bush, so I like Jaina in that way. Same with the Kael'thas Gravity Lapse. But all the bushes and stuff do open up opportunities for Chromie. But there's no one like a Gazlowe. You know, there's no point control super burst that would succeed better than any other. Nice, Azex. Oh, yes, let's get that Discord back up here. We'll see what we can do in the long run, man. This poor computer can only be taxed so far. That's, if you may have seen in some of our previous episodes, I gave a little glimpse of the screen I was working on. It was too graphically intense, so we had to go with something more simple.
How am I supposed to help someone like you?
Argentina boys ready for Christmas. So, do we want to do something different here? Falstad, Zagara, Chromie, ETC, and Lily. Well, still a blind on the enemy team. So I think that negates out the rune tap.
Battle
I did run out of mana frequently, but it was often when I was out of health in the first place. So Eternal Hunger, not really. I think you know, I wasn't spamming this either, though.
1.
Maybe I should be. Maybe that was my problem. Maybe I need to spam this more when I hit. I need to be ready for that 6-second cooldown and land yet another route after it. So let's stick with the same spec. It seems good. But it is a little lame, after experiencing a 38-minute game, to just go straight into being level 1 again. Anyone need help in other lanes? I mean, you know, Lunara should be safe, but she's up against quite a bit of burst. And Brandon's really laying down those lightning rods on me as the immobile warrior. Skeleton King too might have some decent merit. I'm out of juice.
Activate the shrines and the dragon's power.
And where is the Chromie? Well, there was a Chromie there. Oh, there's the Chromie. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Sorry, Greyfire. I shall rejoin you another day. We have control of the bottom, though. That's pretty good. That's all right. Chromie leading the way at the moment. Versus Chromie. If there's any way to ban out every other burst and leave you with just Chromie, that sounds awesome. But Chromie versus any other burst, like even a Kael'thas, does not sound like a fun time. Oh, I'm using my late game skills. Okay, someone's coming in. One problem too with taking those easier, but make things easier late game talents, is that you end up. Yeah, we'll spam it. We'll really take advantage of the 2 seconds this time. I did not take advantage of that last time, so let's use it every time it's on cooldown. Otherwise, we need to pick something else. We can do something a little more effective. And that doesn't heal me yet. Dodge a Sandblast. Top seems to be missing. Nope. Here comes Alebeard. There's Chromie. Don't need orbs for anything. Come on! Nope. Oh, I think I just got myself killed for a Lily. Wait, no. No. That was a Sandblast. Get yourself out of there. That was a little greedy. Hey, nice. Nice location, Kipper. And another. Alright, let's go visit, well, let's visit Rhaegar. As much as I want to help out poor Hamwich down there versus Zagara, leaving your support in lane by themselves. He does need some relief, though, if someone can head down there so he can get himself a trade out. Hearth back. Nope, I'm not doing it again. It was fun the first time. Nope. Can't stand still against Chromie. Oh, and there's a Falstad up here now. And there's still a chromie here. Versus Falstad, maybe we'll go with the level 20 movement speed talent. No, there's just a chromie waiting up here for me, though. Oh, I did it again. Okay, stasis does not take me out of time and space, which is nice. I'm out of mana. But I've got a well in the background. They're gonna go ahead and grab that. Can Lunara get it in time? She can! Excellent, on my way mid. Nice job. Oh, what? Well, that's just that's just chromie. Not sure what got you, but you know, is it even worth asking? You're just chromie. Let's do. I mean, it seems like it's summoned Syndragosa. I don't know if you make the ghouls invincible or what you do about that, but. Nice job, Hamwich. Were they invincible in Warcraft 3? That was raised dead. It wasn't ghouls, but you got like little shadow creatures of everything that died in the area. I honestly don't remember if they were invincible or not. Yeah, I'm pretty good at cleaning up creep. Let me go ahead and bust this out while I'm down here. This is getting a little intense. Then I think I'll hearth for mana. A bit of janitorial work today. Yeah, well, that creep was everywhere, man. You've been going a long time down here. I'm gonna go ahead and hearth back. I'm out of mana.
Your efforts are futile.
Falstad in the top. Lunara going down. Either way, I'm gonna go make sure Falstad doesn't get to wail on things. Just like he's doing right now. Nice dodge, Brandon. Can't really. I mean, I could, but it'd take too long and I'd lose too much health. I don't think Arthas is one to be taking any camps by themselves. All right, the way Lily's fighting, it makes me think that he's got support coming in. Yep, that would be it. There's a cups though. Hey, we made an ultimate. Let's. Not bad. Alright, Lunara's all by herself up there versus a Falstad. You know, I don't really know who wins that battle. My guess would be the Falstad with a small shield on his barrel roll. Nice escape by Brandon. Ooh, it got busy up here, though. Curious to see Falstad's build after this. Uh-oh. Ooh, and I'm a little low health. Yeah, that's just gonna have to go to them. That's alright, though. I think we're gonna get kicked here in a second. Do I get bonus healing for hitting? Oh. Poor Rhaegar got kicked. Though you should really save those for gnomes. They do bonus damage, gnome puns. That's not true at all, but that'd be awesome. I guess we'll do that Trail of Frost. We've been kind of missing it this whole game anyway. Well, let's conduct our experiment. Let's see if we get our bonus healing for hitting dragons. No. Dragon does not count as a hero for the bonus here. Or maybe it does. We're just missing our level 16 at the moment. That kind of empowers that to a stupid degree. Nice shot, Kipper. Hey, well, I got you guys here. Let's go ahead and grab this. Oh, okay, no, I gotta get back. Sorry, I thought we'd have a Rhaegar for it, Kipper. Feel free to abandon once you get that last one down. Well, you know, that one that was low. No, you got it, you're good. Should have probably Syndragosa'd. I think I've been babying that ult a little too much. Kind of like Raynor, I only want to use it when there's buildings in range, but I kind of need to kick that habit. Alright, let's clean up the creep. Yeah, it's kind of a scary angle. Ooh. Also, need to do that stack, don't I? I didn't really think about that before now, but casting any spell resets your auto attack. So if I can get in one hit off the Frostmourne, then hit Frostmourne Hungers, I'll be in a much better spot doing a lot more DPS than if I just wait. I don't want to be a problem. I don't want to be a part of your body block. Okay, it's just me. I'm a tank. I'll be okay.
And slaughter your enemies.
But I'm out of juice. Let's see. Falstad seems to be dancing on my troops. But I don't know if I'm the one to be able to stop that. You did Tink Cleanse, okay.
So be it.
Well, certainly a new ability. I think that's all I got. I don't really want to waste a Syndragosa on that. I guess I should have. They almost had top. Bummer. Now there's a Falstad coming in. There's a Cup Lily if we can get her, but there's a lot of stuff that can turn around on us. Ooh, that's interesting. Nice. Looks like Skye ended up taking out the out. Chickening out with a little bit. No, it's a great talent. That's an awesome. Bye-bye is an excellent talent. And Karsus is going to get himself on out with a Nidus Worm. This thing is almost dead. There's everything else on the map. There's a Zagar in the bush. I'm just disengaging the Hydra for a moment. Oh, he's real good at that, isn't he? Kill the ETC! Great disengage. A tank for a burst? That ain't bad. Let's clear this darn creep. Which I don't really have the mana left to clean. We'll have to use Frostmourne Hungers on creep. No, wait. Make your next basic attack immediately, dude. Oh, guess I didn't have it active. Alright, I gotta get out of here. I don't have any mana to do nothing. If something were to break out, I'd have nothing to give. 2 levels down at the moment. 4 deaths, but where's the failure against Zagar with Nidus Worm? That's it, huh? 21 seconds. Let's all group in the top. Let's get the top together.
I will return as soon as I can.
And then we'll win a fight, move across the map, and clear out some creep.
Activate the shrines. Take the dragon.
Ooh, Baneling should be slowed. Probably we're slowed. Just stacking up to 6% to go. Nope. Okay. Great fire with the cleanup. Nice shot. Well, the buildings are locked down. Let's take advantage of it. Never mind. I don't have any mana left. This is expensive stuff. Arthasing. Falstad's heading up and around. Do I have any support? Okay, cool. We do have support. Gotta fight. I think we gotta get out of here. Looks like they got the bottom. Oh, wait, nope. Lunar is fighting for it. Let's see if we can hold it down long enough for her to get it. Nice! Make it count. No, you don't, Curses. Good snag. Alright, I'm gonna clean this up, get us 20. You still got a minute on that dragon. Don't go blowing it too fast. Wait for reinforcements if you need. Don't get crazy till you got 30 seconds left on it. For these guys, I mean, this was cute. I guess we'll do it again. Maybe the movement speed would have been better against that hammer last time, but it's hard to coordinate with the troops. So this is at least something I can control. Is that a bunch of 9s? 999? I'm not really sure why that's the graphic. I know that's been anti-magic shell forever. Cast by Banshees, wasn't it, in Warcraft 3? I got a Syndragosa, let's do it! Let's do it! That's a good mosh pit. Kill the ETC. Nice job, everybody. 50 seconds without a Falstad, huh? That sounds scary, but I think it's what we have. So do it. Fire it up, old Thrally Pants. I'll zone. You gonna be okay down there, Lenara? You're okay, yeah. I don't know why that didn't work. Guess it was just barely off. A little mana battery on the wall. Let's see if we can take top. Top fort. Oh, wait, what's going on? Someone being ported back. I think in the future, what I'll need to do is I will stand in between Chromie and her target, so that I absorb the sand blast instead of...
The shrines awaken once
Yeah,
more.
let's get top control. Let's do the same thing over again.
Dragon
We'll get top control, then we'll take the shrine, and then we'll roll out once we get a kill. Nice. That was a good one. Well, hey, there we go. I got a sandblast. Thought for a second there I was gonna waste my whole anti-magic shell since I broke Falstad's lightning. And Falstad's down in the bottom. He just uses flight. Did he go epic? Falstad go epic. He did. Okay, so we can't get too comfortable. He'll just fly top. He'd be able to dance this for days. But get yourself ready. Yep, there's the Falstad top. But still, Lily's down. I like that. Nice kill. There's... Ah! Darn it! That's such an awesome ability. Alright. Let's go top. I think... Okay, you two grab top. ETC's down. I'll get bottom with Lunara, and then Rhaegar can be ready to ride. I know we don't want our support on it, but this at least gives us enough damage to kill whatever we run into down here. Don't worry about chasing too much. Hope someone get ready to stand on that top if Falstad flies there. He should be out of range. Okay, we're good. We're good. Yeah, nice. All right. 16 seconds till ETC comes up. When he's back, we'll back up. We'll relax with the dragon. Get a kill, possibly, because we are without a support for this, right? Yeah. Let's do it while Syndragos is out, though. Oh, nice one. Turn off that Tempest. Oh, we're all about to be sanded. That's an empowered blast. It's got another one too, so let's hang tight. Good use of the fire breath. Oh, he's so low. Yeah, nice. Yeah, the breath. Would love some catapults, but ooh, okay, it's not epic though. That is not enhanced. Go on, Karsus. If we got it. Okay. I'll see if we can... Yeah, nice! Nice disengage. Oh my goodness, that was fantastic. I am entirely out of manas, though. Still 2 down, ETC. Falstad's still just going around, though. I don't know if we can break it. Alright, let's steal their camps. Falstad's wind is on cooldown. I think we can do the top 2. 3 seconds on Chromie. There is Zagara in the top. Does she have a Nidus network in range? probably. Yep, there it is. Okay. Oh, even while rooted. Alright, well, I'll kill your creep. How's that sound? I'm gonna need to go back for a touch-up soon.
The shrines are gathering power.
Alright. Gonna get some mana here. That sounds good. Let's do bottom this time. And if we get control of it and they don't contest, I don't know if we'll be able to get them twice with the same trick. We'll do the bottom camp. So yeah, let's fire this up. We got 8 seconds. They're almost done with that. Good.
The dragon awaits, heroes. Free him and destroy
Alright,
your
we gotta be ready to defend mid since we're moving a little slow. Be careful up there, Lunara. I know you got your leap, so that's a decent escape for you. What?
has ended.
What? Why? I thought the time went too fast. Yeah, and then a sandblast came in and deleted me. I'm sorry, dudes. I thought I was good to go with the anti-armor, anti-magic shell. But you're putting out some great damage. Someone get in front of Argentina. Okay, it's okay. They're grabbing, Falstad's grabbing top. Ooh, that's nice stasis. Should be able to hold that just fine. Yeah, go and get yourselves on back. And Lunara, just delay as long as you can, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. We got the forts for it. We can maybe 27-minute Dragon Knight. Oh no! Oh, good heal, but ooh. It all comes down to my fault, what I thought I could tank in a 3-second moment. Yeah, 3 seconds is a little short, isn't it? What's the range on this baby? Hey, nice shot, Kipper. That is a really big swing for us. How you doing, Thrall? What's your cooldown? Cool. I'm gonna let you lead, so that we don't knock each other out of each other's ults. Ah, even roots don't stop that baby. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Catapult in a catapult lane. All right. So, we're missing our Chromie. Luckily, there's not too many camps on the map to take. They got theirs up. They got the bottom. Yeah, I don't think we can really contest anything for the next 10 seconds or so. So let's hang tight. Actually, hanging out by these here catapults isn't a bad idea. All right, there's ETC. Looks like they might be thinking about it. Let's wait for Chromie. This is a kind of a scary engage here. If I see them, I'm going to Syndragosa. Because that'll get rid of a lot of the danger coming out the splash of these rocks. Oh, the wind! So many abilities flying. Okay, sick heal, man. Argentina boy bringing some mad heals to this business. I thought for a second there I was a goner. Yeah, real scary stuff. I'll go ahead and take the step forward and watch out. Oh, they're all right there. Let's push with them, though. Let's use these giants to take the bottom. Yeah, we're all on cooldown, I think. I'm certainly on cooldown.
Take the dragon wait's power.
And we gotta do it kind of fast, otherwise they're just gonna take the mid. Oh, that was such a great cleanse. I'm very sad that I didn't make use of it. Oh, snap! This is a bad day for tanks. I think I'm just gonna hearth back, guys. Yeah, you got him pushed. Okay, hearth him back on creep. Shouldn't have done that. Alright, so that's control to an extent. Alright, let's put Argentina. Chromie can go wherever she wants. Yes, that does need cleaning up, but Falstad's gonna take... I got this. Rhaegar, Orc Bros, head top and take that one. Chromie, do your Chromie thing. I don't think we can really command you to go anywhere, because you could just get blown up. And Greyfire, let's stick together, you and I. I'll need your damage, and you'll need my meat. LOL.
Your efforts are futile.
Alright, let's group it up. ETC up in 6 seconds. We're kind of out of time already. There's a Lily. I can't assume that's by themselves.
Your efforts are futile.
Let's go ahead and get rid of this creep then. There's ETC up. There's a Zagara. We need to watch their movements. I have no... Okay, there's a Chromie, but nothing I can do against a Chromie. Show this hearth out. Zagara is... And Chromie down here. Uh-oh. We lost an orc. Don't stand anywhere obvious, he's empowered. They're coming down here. Let's get back. Oof. No friends? No! Okay, well, we still have the burst. We still got a tank and the burst. That's all we need. 33 minutes. All right, Kipper, you ready, man? Because here we go.
Attacking your core.
Oh, interrupted. No. Okay. Well, maybe I can get a Karsus before it's all over. Bye, I got a Lily. GG. GG. Good goalie games.
Defeat.
Triple G. Hey, Cinder Ghost is still in the air. Well, that was a hard-fought game. Was our whole team Warcraft? Yeah. That's true. Way to go, Karsus. Ruining the all Warcraft game. That was really, really good. Kipper. Wow, Kipper. Huh. So what gave you such high damage? Because you went with sand. Yeah, you went all sand all the time. And our enemy Chromie went with the safer, I think, build. And that bye-bye saved them so many times.